everyone, Anthony on the road. What the fuck? Hey everyone, Anthony here. So while I'm driving, I want to give my thoughts about, let me check this battery level. We're pretty good. I want to give my thoughts about Cleetus McFarland upgrading the lights at the Freedom Factory. I was watching a video of his that he released like yesterday. Pretty much, if I'm understanding this situation correctly, he wants to upgrade the lights at the racetrack with like LEDs and these concrete light poles that are reinforced with rebar that'll last like these LED lights will last and the concrete poles will last like a really long time, like I don't know, 30-50 years or something like that. He talks about like, oh, he wants to do, I don't mean to say that in like a derogatory way or whatever, but he says like he wants to run the Freedom Factory for the next 30 years. I don't know if that includes making YouTube videos and stuff as well. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the situation with these lights, it's like, he said he had quotes from like $500,000 up to $1 million to fix these lights, to upgrade them the way he wants with the concrete poles and the LEDs. And the problem with the current system that he has is it's wooden poles, and like woodpeckers eat at the wooden poles and they can snap during storms and break and wear down. Like, they're not a long-lasting thing. So his outlook is like, oh, I don't want to have to replace these poles during my 30 years of ownership. And then also with the LED lights are a more expensive upfront cost, but they also will last longer, and they'll probably never need to have a bulb changed on them, because LEDs last like way longer than the incandescent bulbs that he has out there. So I guess it would save on maintenance fees or whatever, save on hassle, having to bring a crane up there to replace like the fuses in the lights or the incandescent bulbs. Which is definitely, like, when you're running a business, any way that you can cut down on operating costs and expenses is always a good thing, because that just ensures that you can run the business longer and weather any storms, because you'll be able to save money or reinvest money into new ideas to get the business jump-started or back on track if anything happens. Now, the current situation with the light posts and the lights at his factory is some of the light posts are good, some of them are bad. Some of the actual light fixtures are good, some of them are bad. He has other light fixtures. Sorry, there's a car behind me that I want to make sure that I'm driving well with. He has other light fixtures at the Freedom Factory, like backup ones at the Freedom Factory that came when he bought the place. I don't know the condition of them. I doubt that they're all good replacements. Some of them might be broken replacements, or ones that were broken and whatever, never thrown out. So another thing that he said is that he was able to get some new LED lights for a really good price. There was like some business contract didn't pan out, so this lighting company had these lights left over that they're selling at a good price, because the business contract didn't work out with the company that they were going to work for. So Cleetus bought these lights, which is good, because that saved him a ton of money. If he's going to use them or not or whatever, at least he has them. But my thoughts are, so if he has these lights, he can put them on existing poles. Like, my thoughts are like, he can slowly upgrade these lights as time goes on. He doesn't have to spend this entire, like, he doesn't have to make this entire huge project and this entire huge budget and everything. So I don't understand why he can't, like, the good poles that he has already, like the wooden poles that are there and are structurally fine, just put the LED lights on them. Too much windshield wiper. Just put the LED lights on the good existing poles, and then the bad poles, just replace the bad poles with the concrete beams, you know, the concrete poles. If you do everything slowly, and you do that, then there will be like a mixed match of lights. There'll be some incandescents and some LEDs. So you'll have sections where, like, I don't know if the color temperatures of the light bulbs that he has or whatnot, if the incandescents are more yellow than the LEDs are or what. He was talking about having like a really good filming setup with the LED lights, which would be, I would assume, like 5,000 to 5,500 Kelvin, around there. That's usually the best filming lighting temperature. But I think like having the mix match colors of lights, like the cameras that he uses, I think use like automatic white balance or whatever anyway, and if not, you can always correct that stuff in post, or you can just leave it as it is, because like we're fans. I think like a majority of his fans will understand that this is a fucking awesome expense, or awesome project that he's doing, and awesome thing that he's putting together, and entertaining and exciting experience for everyone. I really don't think like having, like, I think people will be understanding that there will be mixed match lights until like as he slowly upgrades and whatever as time goes on. Like it doesn't really make sense to me to throw an entire budget at these lights, especially when you could be putting that money elsewhere. And it's really like the shows and the excitement, like the YouTube shows and also the live shows, the pay-per-views and also the live shows with inviting people to the Freedom Factory and hosting events and everything like that. That's what really makes the money. It's not like having a perfect lighting setup or whatever is what makes the money, you know. But one of my thoughts is, though, like, maybe the reason he wants to get this done all at once is because maybe he's worried about money in the future, like not having enough money to do this in the future, because who knows, like with YouTubers, it's a lot of work to stay relevant. It's a lot of work to stay entertaining and bring new content to the people that they want to see. And it's a lot to experiment with content to see what people like. Sometimes you just have to try new stuff and see what takes, you know? So I wonder if that's something that he worries about, and that's why he wants to do everything all at once, because he doesn't know if there's going to be enough money in the future down the line to do such a big expense. So you might as well try to take care of it when you can, when you have a chance of having that income coming in. The next thing that I want to talk about is hold on, there's a cop right next to me. Hey, how are you doing?
Hello, how are we?
Good.
I'm Trooper Lesher with the State Police, okay? Reason why I'm pulling you over today, all right, just a left lane violation, okay? So up here on the interstate, you gotta drive in the right-hand lane, okay? You can pass in the left-hand lane, not a problem. Just slide back over to the right-hand lane when you're done passing, okay?
I understand. I wasn't paying attention.
Not a problem.
I'm just like, oh, the open road, I'm kind of like...
Yeah, not a big deal. You got your license on you?
Yeah. This is a rental car too.
Okay. Do you have the rental agreement?
They gave me this, I think.
Okay. Okay. And is everything on go with your license then, Anthony? Everything on go with your license? Okay. What I'll have you do for me, Anthony, I'll just have you hop on out real quick, come back to my vehicle with me, we'll verify everything with your license and the vehicle. As long as everything checks out, I'll get you a warning, get you back on your way. Does that sound good?
Yep.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So if you just want to hop on out for me then, all right?
Okay, I guess we can finish up this video. It's been like, I don't know, half an hour since I was pulled over, but so hopefully I'm not as flustered anymore. It's still like kind of on my mind or whatever. But back to Cleetus. So one thing that I can see about that would make him want to do this sooner rather than later is, like I was saying about the money thing, if he has more potential to earn money right now, instead of over the course of time or later on. Like maybe he won't have the money to upgrade this stuff in the future. It might be, the money might be harder to come by via ad revenue or selling merch or sponsorships or whatever. So if he does get these upgrades done now, and let's say that things don't pan out and he has to sell the Freedom Factory, he has to sell the track, well, having these upgrades will make it easier to sell the Freedom Factory, because that's one less upgrade that the new buyer will have to do. I'm not 100% sure or convinced that upgrading the lights or really upgrading anything will really recoup your money. You won't really recoup your investment on that. And I think that's like anything. Like if you spend your money like upgrade, like putting a pool in your house, and the pool costs 30 grand, it doesn't add another 30 grand to your house value when you go to sell it. And same with like adding a $10,000 engine to your car doesn't make your car worth $10,000 more. And well, engine stuff like that, like modifications, it actually makes your car harder to sell, I think, because then you have to find a buyer that actually wants that your type of car with that engine in it. So it's probably a bad example, but you generally don't get your money back. At least that's what my belief is. But it would make the Freedom Factory easier to sell if it did have the lighting upgrades and stuff like that. Speaking of Cleetus, maybe we'll have to zoom in here post, but Bald Eagle State Park. The time is right, brother. Bald Eagle. So the last thing that I wanted to point out, and I really don't mean this in like a mean way or a condescending way or anything, but when Cleetus was up on the lift fixing one of the light bulbs, he was talking about like the reasons to replace the poles, and the reasons that he mentioned was had to do with like production time and race time and stuff like that. Like, oh, if one of the lights falls down while we're filming, then we can't film. Or if one of the lights, light posts falls down while we have pay-per-view, then it shuts down the pay-per-view and that stuff. And I just found it concerning, I guess would be the right word, concerning that he didn't mention like if a pole falls while there's an event that there's fans around, or even like racers that are his friends and stuff like that, if it hits someone that's like out in the open and isn't protected by say like a car with the roll cage, I guess like a car with the roll cage would protect from that, but he didn't mention at all like a car hitting people, which so one of my thoughts about that, and maybe I haven't thought everything through, but one of my thoughts about that is like, it's one thing like as long as like the viewers or the fans, the people are there, I don't know like the legal requirements or whatever, full disclosure or anything like this, or insurance requirements. I don't know any of that, but I just want to say, like, if you let your fans know that there's a potential that a pole might fall, then at least they can be prepared for it, and can make up their own minds on if they want to go to the track or not. So I think they're like, people are personally responsible. Like, oh, like if you're not okay with loud cars, then don't go to the event. If you're not okay with smoke and burnouts and inhaling smoke, then don't go to the event. But there is like a full disclosure thing, so you can't really make that excuse if you don't, or not excuse, but you can't really make that argument if you're not, if you didn't disclose that there is a potential of this to happen. So like the light posts or whatever. And obviously, like, I'm not a light post inspector. I haven't been out there to judge the condition of the light posts. I know that one has come down already, snapped in half. But I can speak to how structurally sound all of the light posts are there or anything to really, like, I don't know the right word, not condemn, but to really speak out about it, because maybe it's not that big of a problem. Well, and maybe I'm making a bigger deal out of it than it is. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, it seems to me that there's a potential. I'm just giving my thoughts, so.
Mm-hmm.